What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Paul Sabo, and I am joined by my co-host, the Lord himself, LordxHam. We go live Friday evenings here at twitch.tv/punk with a controller. We record a podcast for you where we catch up with what we're playing, what we're watching. We break down what's up in the video games industry that week, and because we missed last week as well. And we end the show with a closing topic that gives you more insight into who we are as gamers. If you've missed any of the episodes, go over to youtube.com and check out all of the episodes we have. Also, go over to Jay's channel, twitch.tv/LordxHam. Show him some love. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know exactly when we're going live. Subscribe to us over at YouTube or follow us on all social media to know all of the background details. Jay, it's been a while, man.
It has.
How's
It has.
how's life been the last couple of weeks for you?
More ups than downs. We'll say that. Last Friday, we went out to dinner at my new favorite restaurant, and freaking smashed. And then just like a couple of things I got to check off the list. Passed my CCW certification.
Oh shit.
That was the milestone of the week. Haven't done anything aside from that with it. I'm like, they give me 3 years to get it, so they're like, you got to take it. You got to fill out an application and go to a sheriff's office and get your fingerprints and this and that, yada yada. I was like, but do I have to spend a one-on-one with a sheriff? Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, it's easy to carry a gun in the Midwest.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shit,
no.
you could carry a gun and not, it just can't be concealed carried. You could fucking walk around with one of them bitches right now if you wanted to. It just can't be concealed. What's up, Ruski in the chat? Oh man, it's been so fucking long. Dude, I've been wanting to wish you a happy birthday, but it's so weird. I missed your birthday by 3 days. Like it was like the 12th, and I was like, do I text him like happy belated birthday? I was like, we haven't talked in like a month. I was like, I don't know, that'd be weird. I was like, I'll call him or something later on. Just never got to it. I'm sorry.
Oof.
Happy birthday, Risky. Love you, buddy. But yeah, sorry. What was up? Yeah, you didn't want to spend one-on-one time with the sheriff?
Yeah, which I found out I don't have to. Just
Yeah,
a receptionist.
no.
Cool part is, if I have my CCW card, I never have to get background checked again for purchasing a firearm, because that means that I'm at the level.
Okay, that kind of background check.
Yeah. So like, yeah, but no, yeah, you can in Ohio, you can carry a gat on your outside, but guess what? If someone coming in with a gun robbing the place, I feel like the person with the gun on their hip would be the first one to get shot in the face.
Yeah, I don't want any of that shit.
Anyway, yeah, so that oh shit.
Got a resub here. 10 months deep. What's up? But yeah, what else you do besides the CCW? W. I don't know why
my CCW.
I don't know why. I wasn't trying to do an accent. It just came out like that, unfortunately.
Strategery. All right, never mind. What did I do? I just played. I strictly kind of played video games on the weekends. Played some Valheim, and I'll skip all the Valheim I played in my group server, because Sunday, this past a week from last weekend, I was like me and Wagner were talking, and Wagner, I was thinking on just me and John playing through our server that we have together, and Wagner's like, yeah, dude, I think you need to do that and show everyone what a real Valheim player's server looks like. So
yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah. So we went through all the end game content. And I built everything Hearth and Home pretty much has to offer. I did all the kitchen stuff. I built a new kitchen. We went and found tar pits and made the new roofing shingles. And we raided a lot of villages in the plains. Like some of the craziest battles I've ever had in Valheim with like 20 mobs coming after you, like goblins with the
Yeah, I can't
shamans
do
and the
the planes.
berserkers.
I'm like
Well,
high level in that game and I don't like the planes.
I love the planes because once you get your, I mean, I'm like completely endgame gear, like padded armor. My armor level's like 100, 110, and then I use the bone mass power, and that decreases damage I take, slash damage and blunt damage. So yeah, we just fuck shit up. But the tar pits are the new thing they put in the planes, and the tar blobs that come out of that thing, they're called growths. They'll fuck you up. They
Are they
killed me.
like are they like the green ones in the swamp, just more deadly, or
No. They just hop out of the tar pits and they like shoot shit at you. They have a range. It makes you slow. And under damage per hit. And it slows you down and then they just like fucking kill you. So then we figured out that fire arrows that you get at the beginning of the game are the best thing to use against them.
uh just real quick, your video's been pretty choppy.
It has been the whole time. So you're locking up too.
I have been, because I've been pretty steady on my end. I don't know if you want to maybe restart your camera real quick.
Yeah, I could do that.
Word.
Hang on.
You're good.
I'm gonna like quit Discord.
Yeah, no, for sure. Technical difficulties. Classic. But yeah, we kind of just jumped over. My week was fine. I had a few doctor's appointments, dentist appointment. That was all fun and games, I guess. Uh, uh, it was my birthday on Wednesday.
Was it?
And that was that was whatever. That was
I didn't
no
say happy birthday, dude. I feel like a piece of shit.
don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. No one did.
Are you?
State Farm sent me a postcard before. Well, yeah, my brothers did, but I mean, like friend wise, like literally, no one wished me a happy. State Farm sent me a postcard before.
No one. Hey, all right. Nowadays, like especially like in my life, no one wishes me a happy birthday unless I go like, "It's my birthday. I'm having a birthday stream." Then everyone's like, "Oh, happy birthday." Other
Well, it
than
just
that,
annoys me because I know like literally everyone's birthday, and I'm usually like fucking right on it. But and then when it comes my turn, all I want is a happy birthday, and no, nothing for P. But no, again, it's no big deal. But yeah, I was just kind of going over my week while you were getting fixed up there. Nothing eventful. I got my teeth
gotcha.
cleaned.
I haven't been to the dentist in like 2 years. I got a tooth that's like cracked in half, ready to come out. I might just do it myself. But I have this fear because my dad used a pair of vice grips to like rip his tooth out.
Stop.
No, wait. He didn't get to rip it out.
Great. Continue, I guess.
You know how vice grips clamp? Like they. Oh yeah, shattered that bitch out. Came out in like 12 pieces.
Good to know. Good to know. I want to know more, actually.
No, you don't. Anyway, yeah, Valheim, oil pits, tar pits, fucking scary as fuck. And to like get the tar from it, you have to like pick a chasm and like drain it out, and then you can like gather the tar out of the pit.
What do you use the tar for? Roads?
Dark wood.
Oh.
So like it's basically the same, say like one wall, like one square wall is like what? One wood, two wood. For each thing it's just one tar and it turns it into dark wood, which you get dark wood gate, you can make new like a dope ass like black raven like thing that like hangs on the wall, new shingles. You can make a hot tub now. A
Why
Viking
not?
hot tub. That's to keep you warm in the snow. They added onions. They added a ton of food. I already made it all. I already found it all, made it all. You can make like milkshakes and shit. It's cool.
That
And
can't be canon. Did the Vikings make milkshakes?
out of Grey Dwarf eyes, I don't know. And freeze glands. No idea. And what else? What was the last? There's one new weapon. It's like a crystal battle axe, like a two-handed axe that's like enchanted and stuff. It's pretty cool. The obliterator, freaking, you just put all your extra shit you don't want in it, and you pull the lever, and it says Thor grants you a wish, and Thor like sends a lightning bolt down to the thing, and it destroys everything inside of it, and gives you coal. So all that extra, the seeds and shit you pick up, you just throw in there, and like it's like the trash in Minecraft,
Okay.
kind of like that. But yeah, what else? What else I do? I'll get to that one next. I watched Jungle Cruise. Favorite movie of 2021.
Oh my God! Stop.
No, I'm not even. I'm not even playing.
Did you? Is it on Disney Plus or did you
Yeah, I
rent
had
it?
the Disney Plus.
You had to rent it, or
Yeah, dude, my shit still.
that was the first one. That was the first time it cut out. So that might have just been a little hiccup. Let's play it out for a moment. You've been good. You've been good so far this whole time.
Jungle Cruise, one of the best Disney movies I've ever seen, and my favorite movie of 2021 so far. Like, I just liked. There was a lot of adventure. There was a lot of like. I wouldn't say like the story was original.
Of course not.
What?
I said, of course not. Even if it is original, it's just the Jungle Cruise story, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've never read the story or whatever. Like I didn't.
You're not
It
a
was
real
good.
fan then. Yeah, okay.
It was good. The Rock and Emily Blunt were amazing together. Like their on-screen chemistry was like the best I've seen in a long time. All the characters I loved. Fucking what's his face is in it. Oh God. He was in Big Fat Liar. He's in Saving Private Ryan. He was in The Hangover 2.
Paul
Uh,
Giamatti?
yeah, he was in it. He played a funny, freaking good ass part that made me laugh. But yeah, all in all, it was a good, fun movie that kept me on the edge of my seat
It's
and
just a
had
fun
really good,
movie.
fun movie. Had good
Yeah.
pacing. It was over the top, but like obviously there's no sing along stuff, so I was cool with it. But
Yeah.
like But like I tell people like, "Oh, you don't like musical Disney movies?" I'm like, "No. Tangled's like my favorite Disney movie of all time." But it is. It straight up is. What else I watched Hubie Halloween. You ever seen that?
Is that Adam Sandler one? Oh my God. Why are you on a terrible movie kick this week?
Well, one, Jungle Cruise isn't a terrible movie. Hubie Halloween has its moments. I just liked it for like, oh, Doyle rules. And
Oh yeah,
like,
they made that canon.
oh, they made everything canon. There's so many like like the first scene is Ben Stiller as the orderly from the uh
From Happy
nursing
Gilmore?
home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. That's
Dr.
awesome.
Hell. But like that was like the first, or like fucking comes into elementary school dressed as a ghost, but it's his like piss sheets.
I'm sorry,
Like,
but I kind of just blacked out when you said Ben Stiller as the orderly from Happy Gilmore, because that's like my favorite shit in the world.
really?
How about a warm cup of shut the hell up? Now
Yeah,
you will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
he literally opens the movie.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
But like it's
Oh,
still
Trash Senpai in the chat. Is that Hubie? Is it Hubby or Hubie?
Hubie.
Hubie felt like the closest thing to an old Adam Sandler movie,
I couldn't
while
agree
still
more.
sucking like a new Adam Sandler movie.
I couldn't agree more. Like
I'm
it had its good moments and it had its terrible, stupid moments.
I'm still kind of in like that conspiracy theory loop where like if we were like 8 and 9 years old and we were seeing all these Adam Sandler movies, we'd think they're fucking hysterical.
But like you go back and Happy Gilmore's hysterical every time you watch it.
Yeah, and like half of me is just like maybe that's nostalgia, but then the
No.
other half of me to this day once a week I still think of the line he thinks the shit's poop.
He called the shit poop. That's from Billy Madison.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fucking R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. You know, his character's fucking amazing in that.
No, but Hubie Halloween has a lot of callbacks to all of his movies.
All right,
A lot of them.
I might have
Just
to
watch it with an open mind. Like,
I
watch it just like Trash said it was.
Well, actually, I mean, this is what I'm going to do with most Adam Sandler movies. My expectations are going to be put on the floor, and it could really only go up.
I mean,
Like, the
come
movie
on.
could really only be good from where my expectations are at.
Hey.
I had a similar thing with, he did like a rom-com with Jennifer Aniston on Netflix.
Oh,
where they went to Italy.
Murder Mystery one or whatever.
I thought that shit
was a great movie.
I thought that shit was really fucking funny.
My shit's fucking up again.
Yeah, go ahead and reset your thing. I'll start talking about what I watched because I did a lot of
Oh, real
content.
quick, one more movie. I watched The Hunt.
Is that one that people were like super offended by or like offended by that came out earlier this year where like a bunch of Republicans or liberals are hunting Republicans or something like that? Yeah. It was okay.
Great. I thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I didn't necessarily like love it. I didn't like love the story, but I liked the combat. I liked the main character, how they just had the wrong chick the whole time. She's an
they were
Afghanistan
kind of going down the line of like this is your main character. Nope. And then it's like,
dude, they open the movie with Emma Roberts and she gets her head blown off. Like,
yeah, no.
Sorry, spoilers for a movie you're probably never gonna watch out there.
Yeah, the movie was pretty good at subverting expectations. In that like that first like half, but then once the characters got set, then it was kind of just like, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fine.
Ethan
I kind
Suplee, dude.
I watched it and I forgot it. Like I already don't remember what the ending was. But yeah, I remember them running.
It's a bad ending, I thought. And then one more thing, I've started playing the World War III Veteran Closed Alpha this week.
You've been looking forward to that one for a while.
Yeah, it was. I played a little bit last night, streamed for like an hour and a half, but I was tired. Gonna stream it all weekend. It's like it's definitely made improvements since when the game first released in 2018, 2019. There's definitely some shit that they changed that shouldn't have been changed. Like the audio is just trash now, in my opinion. Gunplay is amazing. Gunplay is crisp. Movement feels pretty good. Remember, it's a AA. It's going to be free to play.
What would you relate the gunplay to? Would you relate it to more of a Hell Let Loose or more of an Arma, more of a Tarkov?
Battlefield.
Oh, closer to Battlefield. Okay.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
A lot tighter than those similar games.
Yeah, it's tighter. It feels like it's like arcadey but realism. Time to kill is really high. Like really high. You'll just drill someone into the dirt super fast. They have 2 game modes right now, TDM, which I like what they did with TDM. First team to 2 points, and it's like you get first team to 50 kills wins the first round. And then you do another round, first team to 50 kills. And you can go up to 3 rounds of TDM. So 150 kills total kind of deal. Those maps that they have for TDM are pretty good. All right. Tactical operations like their Conquest, where you have like, God damn it. There it is again. I don't know what's going on with my shit, because this has never happened before. Weird. Anyway, it's like Quest, you have A, B, and C, but it's like A1, A2, and you link those together, then B1, B2, those together, and C1, C2, and you link those together. And, yeah, hang on a second, dude.
You're good. Don't worry about it. Your audio's crisp, and that's what really matters.
GoPro webcam doesn't need to be open.
Which one are you using now? Are you still using the GoPro or the
No,
Logitech?
I've honestly used my GoPro for a total of like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I remember you
It
Yeah, you're
sucks.
talking about that.
Their
You
their
said the
their software
software.
is
Yeah,
trash. Like I have a 5K camera and it only runs in 480p
that's wild.
on a webcam.
That's wild.
And their excuse is, well, you don't have Apple. You don't have an iMac. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
You're serious? Damn.
And now the Hero 10's out. And it's not even that good. It's whatever. But yeah, World War III, cool. Big maps for conquest. Maps too big. 20v20 is way too small for a giant map. Like there's times and I even did a full it took me 45 minutes to fill out their survey and all the questions they asked every person that played it, and I was like, your menus, you said you were going to simplify your menus and make them less clunky. Your menus are super clunky and super confusing still. And your maps are fucking huge. Like, I shouldn't have to walk for 15 minutes to find someone.
Damn. What was the team size or the game size? Like what are the player count?
I think 20v20.
Oh, that's small.
And you know what they said? The developers said the reason why we went with a smaller player count was because the larger player count was too chaotic. And everyone's like, that's what we want. That's what Battlefield is.
Yeah.
It's controlled chaos.
It might be straight up too chaotic for them to control. You said they're a small team. It's a AA game.
Well, no, now the reason why they're re-releasing is because they have a publisher and a multiple studios working on it. These are Farm 51. The original people that did World War III are the same dev team of Chernobyl Light. That new Chernobyl game that's kind of actually popular now somehow. Sorry, Farm 51. You sent me a key and I said I'd stream it, and then mental health took a shit, so I never streamed it and I never played it. But yeah, it's a pretty alright game. I think the reason why it's too chaotic is because tanks are on your score streaks. There's score streaks in the game, UAVs and airstrikes and shit. And I feel like if you have 40 people, everyone called in a tank, so there's probably 20 tanks on the battlefield. I don't know. But anyway, sorry, I talked a lot.
No,
how
you're
about
good.
you, sir?
So let me just knock out the two things I watched that don't necessarily matter. Netflix did a big announcement of a bunch of their content coming for the rest of the year, and they did confirm Tiger King season 2 is coming this year by the end of 2021. They confirmed it's going to be just as chaotic and just as much mayhem as the first season. And I just don't know how that's going to be possible.
Oh, I know how. I'll tell you how. The dude that took over a zoo, that zoo's closed, by the way.
Yeah,
he fucked up and it got shut. Oh.
Meth.
Whatever his name. Paul, whatever. The dude
Jeff Lowe.
Jeff Lowe.
I just rewatched the whole season. Yeah.
The guy with the hot nanny that they're three-weighing it out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is much more of a fucking piece of shit than Joe Exotic, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, they were getting into that. See, I'm secretly hoping that this is gonna be a trilogy. The first documentary trilogy. In the sense of this, Tiger King season 1, that's what we get. Season 2, we get the fallout. We get what you're talking about with Jeff Lowe, and how he ran it into the ground, and I'm pretty sure Carol Baskin's place is shut down now too. I can't remember about that.
Part 3, Carol Baskin's going to prison.
Well, no. If you remember in the first season, someone burnt down the crocodile exhibit that also housed their producer's studio. And the one dude, the crazy dude who was smoking all the time, who wore the cowboy hat, who had been recording Joe for the last 5, because remember, this documentary was being shot over the course of 8 years.
Yeah.
Everything we saw was only over a 3-year period, where that dude, he had 5 years of footage of Joe doing a bunch of really fucking crazy shit. and that whole studio was burned down, and he lost all of the footage. I'm convinced at some point someone, he had like 5 years of footage. I'm convinced 3 years into that 5 years, someone was just like, "Yo, I got to back this up." And he like backed it up on a flash drive, took it to his office, put it in his office at home somewhere, and then fucking, I don't know, during quarantine had to move shit around and found a flash drive. Was like, "Huh, what's on this?" Plugs it in, and he's like, "Oh my god, we got a season 3." um,
I don't
but
know, dude. I watched David Spade on his
oh
Bunker
yeah, him
podcast
interviewing
or whatever.
everyone.
Yeah, interview everyone, and that shit was to like half those dudes, like the dude that the dude that looks like he listens to Motley Crue.
All of them.
Well, no, the dude with the long hair, like the guy that's always talking mad shit with no teeth, right? Long
Okay.
hair, no teeth. Yeah, you're saying
The
all of them, but
well,
no,
I
not
was about to say the no teeth thing. Finally, one of Joe's husbands.
no.
Okay, now I'm really confused. The blonde-haired guy.
Yeah, that
Okay.
guy. I remember on David Spither, like, why do you look like you Motley Crue? He's like, dude, I only listen to rock and metal. Fuck those pussies, Motley Crue. Thought it was the funniest shit ever. Yeah, that all those dudes hate Joe Exotic, and the one guy, his one husband, tatted up chest, fucked up teeth, got his
Yeah.
teeth fixed, and has like 4 kids now with his wife that he ran away from the farm with. Like
It's a love story.
That's a love story we
It's
need
a love
to
story for the
see.
ages. But
Dude.
yeah, no, I kind of, I just kind of watched that in preparation for season 2, kind of refreshing in my memory. And then last night I got Showtime, and I saw that Children of Men is on Showtime. Have you seen Children of Men, Jay? No? Oh my god, dude. You want to talk about cinema. I mean, there are fucking camera angle, or there are shots in this movie that they teach in classes. Like, this movie is so well done. Alfonso Cuarón, he did Gravity. He did, what's the one on Netflix most recently? I can't remember what it's called. But that shit is really fucking good. All of his movies, amazing. He's a very, very, very good director. And that movie is just very intense. It's very tense. It's about no children has been born. It takes place in 2027, and basically the last kid was born in 2004. And this guy, he's kind of like Han Solo in the sense of like he's a smuggler, and there's a woman who's pregnant, and they need him to smuggle her to safety because the entire world is now like a fascist regime. It's terrifying. But yeah, you check that
Was
movie
it an
out.
old movie? Like a
No, it came out
classic
in
movie?
2008.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got Clive Owen in it. It's really fucking good, dude. Like, really good. Like, if you're not interested after that first like 2-minute long sequence at the very beginning of the movie, then you might as well just turn it off. But I find it hard to believe that you won't find that cool. Star Wars Visions. Have you seen this shit yet?
That the anime?
Yes. Oh my god.
I've seen like screenshots. I've seen like lightsaber katanas and shit.
Dude. So it has been so hard to be a Star Wars fan for so long. Like, I just haven't cared for so many years. And that's really annoying because we've been getting a boatload of Star Wars content. Don't get me wrong, The Mandalorian's really cool. But like core Star Wars, besides Rogue One, and I personally liked Last Jedi, there's just fucking nothing there. And this is really, really good. They take a lot of Star Wars stories and they do them extremely interestingly. More importantly, what I really like the second episode in particular, it's just about a band, like a touring band trying to make it in the Star Wars universe. Like, it really doesn't have much, it hardly has anything to do with like Jedi or Sith or any of that.
So it sounds like a typical anime filler episode.
I mean, like,
I'm
that's the
just
other
kidding.
thing
I'm
is
kidding, but-
no, I mean, that's fine. The other thing is these episodes, they're only 13 minutes long. So like that episode, 13 minutes, I was all in. I loved it. Had it been a half hour, I would have been like, all right, we're nearing some cheese here. That first episode, though, the duel, I want to see a 25 episode season of that show. Like, dude, watch that first fucking episode. That episode, the duel, is literally like everything I want from Star Wars. It's just taking everything from that universe and just being unique and like working with it and doing their own thing instead of just doing the traditional thing. Like his droid, it just has a straw hat. It's like so random. It's kind of just there. It's whatever, but it's fucking awesome. Like the way the
This
droid
is on
looks.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, all 9 episodes came out immediately at launch. If you're a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend it. If you're an anime fan, I can't recommend it enough because it's also made by like some of the most notable anime studios in history. Some not, not some of the like Studio Ghibli didn't do one, but that's because they would take 5 years to do a 15-minute long video.
Word.
I also watched Midnight Mass on Netflix. Have you?
That's from the creators of Hill House and
Yes,
stuff.
Bly
Okay,
Manor.
I haven't seen it yet because I hated Bly Manor so much.
I
I've loved Hill
didn't-
House, Bly Manor.
I'm with you. I fucking loved Hill House. Like it like I think episode 5 was the bent neck lady is the name of the episode. And then the second episode after that was the funeral episode. Those 2 episodes back to back are literally like some of the best writing in horror
Oh yeah.
I've seen in years.
The way that whole show comes together at the end and wraps
Yeah.
up, it was just perfect in every way. And like, even the first episode, the opening 5 minutes when they're running from the house, I was scared shitless. I didn't know what they were running from.
Yeah, and then the like final episode, you see what they're running from, and you're like, oh my fucking god. He also did Doctor Sleep, which I don't know if you saw Doctor Sleep. That was one of those movies where I'm like, a sequel to The Shining? That's weird. And then I Googled it. I'm just like, oh no, Stephen King actually did write a sequel to The Shining called Doctor Sleep. And like I was looking at the trailer, I'm like, this looks weird. Like this doesn't look like a horror movie, and it's really kind of not. And I kind of went into it not really thinking it. I torrented it. Like, I was just like, like let's see what's up. And dude, I'm pretty sure the extended cut of that is on Amazon still, Amazon Prime. That is one of the most, like, in my opinion, like mind-blowing. Like, I did not see this movie being this good before.
Did he do Eli on Netflix?
I don't know.
There's a movie that my fiance really wants to watch, and it looks really scary, like terrifying. And it's called Eli, and they're always in the trailer. They always switch his name around to lie. He's like this kid. From what I'm gathering, he's like has like a sickness and isn't allowed to leave the house. This big ass mansion.
He doesn't have anything to do with it. It looks like it might be subtitle. Oh no, it's MTV Films and Paramount Players. So yeah, it's probably in English. Just a lot of the names are foreign, so I was thinking you might get something like that. So yeah, but yeah, going to Midnight Mass. It's very well. Actually, just real quick comments on Bly Manor. I couldn't even get through it.
All right, now I got through it. Fucking awful. I drug myself through it, waiting for something to happen. I wasn't the only character that I liked. The girl that was from Hill House, the main babysitter.
Yeah,
I like her, but the little girl she's actually the voice of Peppa Pig.
Well,
absolutely splendid, or whatever.
I liked Owen just because I'm a sucker for Rahul Kohli, the actor.
Which one was him?
He was the chef.
Okay, I loved him with the mustache.
Yeah. Alcohol you later. I still try and use that every now and again. Never works. But no, Midnight Mass. it was really unsettling. It is the definition of a slow burn. Like at the end of every episode or throughout the episode, they'll drip feed you like some stuff, but it all in all, I think it was very, very good. I don't really like. I've been seeing people like calling it like a masterpiece and like stuff like that, and I'm just like, I think Hill House was a masterpiece, and I don't like this as much as I liked Hill House. So I don't know if I'm gonna go there, but I still think it was still a very well written show. One thing now, this is slight spoilers for Midnight Mass and slight spoilers for Haunting of Hill House and slight spoilers for Bly Manor. I don't know how I feel about this idea that Mike Flanagan has done throughout these 3 series of this ghost from your past that's haunting you. Whether it's whether it's Hill House with the bent neck lady, or the Bly Manor with the dude with the glasses, like how his eyes are just beams of light.
Lame,
No spoilers. No spoilers. And then in Midnight Mass, there's a woman whose head is like shattered by like red and blue lights. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Or like it's splattered with red and blue lights, like glimmering. Kind of looks like her head's like crystallized in red and blue lights. That's as best as I could describe it without spoiling anything. And he's done this now for 3 series. And where I like his representation of these ghosts in the sense of, it seems like, he has a different take on what ghosts are. But on the other hand, I'm like, dude, this is now the 3rd series that you've used this, style on. Like, can't you show me this guy grieving or this guy, lamenting or whatever in a different way than how you've shown in these 2 other series prior? Again, I really like the idea, but I think he's starting to kind of draw it on, drag it along. I really liked that show. What I liked even more was Squid Game.
Oh, that's on my watch later. So I heard it's really good. I know it's a dub, so you don't have to tell me that.
That is a J-ass show.
I know.
That is the
but
most
it's also
J show I've
the
seen.
most watched show, almost the most watched thing on Netflix.
Which is incredible. Because yeah, like you said, it's subtitled, so there's like a half of it
dubbed. The trailer's dubbed. The trailer's dubbed at least.
That's weird.
Yeah, the trailer's dubbed.
They might have a dubbed version of it, and I wouldn't. That'll just look weird. Let me see here. What do I want to jump into first? Let's just start cleaning up here. Move on to the news. Death Stranding director's cut beat it. I you know me. I love my Death Stranding. I love my Kojima. And it added I didn't stream this. There have been a couple games that I've played this week that I've been hogging to myself.
5 minutes of content.
And it wasn't long. I did it in probably about 2 hours. Well, realistically, I did it in about 5 hours, but 3 of those hours I was just stopping and taking screenshots because of the photo mode. Death Stranding is such a hard game to talk about because I know so few people are interested in it, but we're going to get into what our closing topic is later. And this game, it was easily number 1 for me because I booted the game up. I wasn't even really planning on playing the expansion. I was just like, I'll get to it eventually. I was like, I want to see what this looks like though. So I booted the game up, transferred my save over, and then I just started walking. And I'm like, God, it feels good to be in this world. And then I was like, you know what? I'll take a delivery. I'll go and pick up a delivery. And I went and picked up a delivery, made 1 delivery. And I was like, okay, that's it. And I thought about it. I was like, well, where is the DLC expansion? How easy is it to get to? And I just happened to be in the section of the map where they were like, look up at the peak of that mountain. There's that building. You could go there. You go there, and that's, the DLC basically. And I was just like, oh, well, let's see what's up. And then, yeah, I spent, from 9 a.m. until 1, 2 in the afternoon. Didn't even realize I spent that much time playing that game. And I don't really care about reviews that much. The only real reviews lately that I've actually cared about are Digital Foundry's reviews, because they'll do a technical review. They'll break down how the game works and how it looks, and runs in the most minute details.
You ever,
And
real
I
quick,
was
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you ever watch Game Ranks on YouTube?
yes,
You ever
yes,
watch their Before You Buys?
yes.
I think that they are one of the better video reviews, because they don't necessarily review it. They kind of give you a lot of info and how they feel, and then
Yeah, let me
sorry,
clarify. Yeah,
sorry.
no, you're good. No, you're good. When I say I don't like reviews, I mean don't really care about reviews as much. It's I don't care about IGN giving so and so a 9 or GameSpot giving so and so an 8. I care about people's opinions. I'm a big fan of the YouTuber Skill Up. So when he reviews a game and he says this game is very good, then I know to keep that game on my radar, because he hasn't let me down in the past. Games he says are really good, for me, in my opinion, tend to be really good. So yeah, I tend to follow Digital Foundry, and one thing leading into Death Stranding was, how is Kojima, that mind, gonna handle, where is it? Gonna handle the DualSense? I know you've heard about how crazy this controller is. All of it is true. All of it. I hate to quote Han Solo, but it's all true. All of it. And I was really curious on how he was going to handle the controller in the game, because one thing that makes this Death Stranding so special to me is that it makes you conquer things that you never thought you would ever have to conquer in a video game. I've never come up on a hillside and it was like, oh shit, here we go. Tighten the straps of my backpack and fucking slowly walk down this hillside. Fucking Skyrim, you just spam up the side of a mountain.
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
It kind of breaks what, video games taught you about traversal. And like I said, when you would grab your backpack when you're walking, you would hold L2 and R2 to steady yourself while you're walking. And I would just do that off rip. I would just walk and hold those two down constantly. Because if you don't, every few steps, he'll start to fall off to the side, and then you got to hold L2, and then he'll start to fall off to the right side, and then you got to hold R2. And I know it's insanely boring. But what I'm getting at is this first delivery, I only had a ladder, non-lethal assault rifle, and the delivery on me. So I didn't really have much. And I'm walking and I'm gripping. I'm expecting that I'm going to have to fucking pull on this thing. And I'm just I'm not feeling anything. I'm quadruple checking that my settings are on. And I'm just this is I subtly get it, but that was kind of it. And then, and I was annoyed because Digital Foundry in their review said it's some of their favorite use of the DualSense. And it wasn't until I did a delivery for the actual DLC to where I got incredibly overloaded. And dude, I couldn't even pull the triggers down, my guy. And that feeling in your Jeff the Big F. But that feeling when you're carrying something really heavy and you feel it in your legs and you're you just feel that kind of shaking in your legs.
Your knees buckling.
They simulated that. Where I thought the palms of my hands were getting fucked up from squeezing this shit down for so long. And then I paused it and pulled away and I was this thing's incredible. What up, Jeff? Oh, Zeno, what do we got? I can't read. Xenohard Joe, it's the real Jeff. I don't know what's going on here.
What up, Jeff? My name is Jeff.
But and then yeah, so I finished Death Stranding again, and then Deathloop. Now I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet with Deathloop. Might get a little sour here, but gonna try and keep it short and sweet. So the game starts very linearly, very linearly is what I'm trying to say. And then that's like kind of the tutorial, like just showing you how the loops work and everything. And then you get transported into, you know, what's very open. And you get the sense that you can kill these people in any way you want. You can take on these leads in any way you want. You do this how you want to. And for a while, it feels really good. Until you get to a certain
Jeff,
point.
we're talking about Deathloop.
Yes. Sorry. And then you get to a certain point with leads, which are basically just the missions and the quests that you go into the world and uncover. And you get to a point to where it just goes right back to being extremely linearly. So let me just give you an example. You know, the game's whole premise, all the marketing for the game, the whole synopsis, what they beat you over the head with the entire game is kill all 8 visionaries, you break the loop, and you're free. Now, I did that in one run. I figured it out all on my own. I was like, they're going to be here in the morning. I rig this dude's thing in the afternoon. I go and kill these 2 people who are meeting up in noon. At night, I go to the party where everyone else is. I thought I figured it out all on my own, and I killed them all. And then nothing happened. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I go back into my like little save area, and the day loops over, and the game starts over again. And there's one lead thread that I haven't finished. And I'm thinking, who gives a fuck? I killed all 8 people. I don't know what's up. Maybe it's on me for not thinking that like one of those leads is supposed to be an escape route to get out of the place and the whole cutscene. But dude, I shit you not, this final lead took me fucking 3 hours to finish. Like, cause I had to go to this generator, put a battery in it, get a code, go and put the code in, wait a whole new loop day, and then do that 3 more times. So I feel like they wanted me to do that throughout me playing the game. And really, I didn't do it throughout playing the game. And I did it all at the end of the game. And it took fucking forever. And it was really annoying. And then just the way that you kill everyone in the end is the same for everyone. Here I am thinking I'm so smart that I cracked the code, that I figured out how I'm supposed to kill all 8 people. I'm the smart guy. But no, they show me a cutscene just in case I'm a wee dumb little baby who didn't figure it out, that clearly paints exactly how I'm supposed to kill everyone and exactly how it's all going to go down. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, there goes any conversation you and I might have. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I lured everyone to the party at the evening and I killed them all. And you're like, what? That's crazy. I met so-and-so and they're in love and they, you know, I killed them down here at this part of the map. And I'm like, what? They're in love? I had no idea. Like, they take away any
you're
option.
death looping my brain right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying they you know, they take away all of the potential conversation for the game. Don't get me wrong, it was really fun, but where these 10s are coming from, I have no fucking idea, Jay. You know, I don't slap numbers on games professionally. If I was to slap one on just friendly, I would say a 7, an 8. I mean, it played really fun. The art direction was really cool. The voice acting was incredible. The soundtrack is probably my favorite this year so far. I'm trying to think of any real standout hits besides it. But yeah, other than, you know, the narrative was whatever, like the big twist and reveal at the end of the game, I was just like, yeah, duh. Like, what the it was one of 2 things. So it was thing 1. Cool. Got it.
I don't know, like when you slap a 10 on a game, That's like I can only think of a couple games.
I mean, I could think of a
like
lot of.
God of War and GTA 5.
I mean, I could think of a lot of 10s. There are plenty of 10s. The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, 5, GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption. Just what I'm saying is when you Final Fantasy 7, I think GameSpot gave a 10, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. When you put a 10 on those games, or when you put a 10 on Deathloop, you're putting it up on the ranks of those games. And I don't put it up with the ranks of those games. I think it's way below those games.
It's just like Dishonored. It's going to dwindle into a cult classic.
I mean, this game is selling well, though, as far as I know.
I think it's
Dishonored never sold well.
I think it's because there ain't a whole lot to play with an original story right now.
For sure, but I also think that is why the game is probably doing so well review-wise, is because it's the first, like, it is original, the whole idea and the concept and what they're trying. It is cool. The world layout is interesting, and how the maps, you go to are the same, but they change depending on what time of day, and, certain things you got to solve can only happen certain times of days, all that's cool, but all of the killing people was like the least interesting part. And then Juliana, the online person who's hunting you down the whole time in the game, total bitch. Fucking killed her every time. Kapow, bruh. Ain't stopping it. And then just really quick, because we were already an hour in, MGS5. It was really funny. I've had this game in my wish list on Steam since we got a new sub here. Trash Senpai subscribing with Prime. That's what I'm talking about. Link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch Prime account. You gift 1 free sub a month. Really helps out smaller folk like us. But MGS5, man, it feels good to be back in Afghanistan, Jay. I am telling you. You are like the shooter, stealthy, modern day combat, whatever the fuck guy. Get this game now. I think it's not on sale anymore, because what I was getting to before I kind of got distracted there by that follow. I had this game in my
Phantom Pain.
Yes. Well, I got the definitive edition. It was in my Steam wish list since like August, like late July. And I'm just like, I'm not paying $30 for this game. This game came out over 6 years ago. I ain't paying $30 for it. And this past Monday, I was like, fuck it. I give up. I really want to play it. I'm paying $30. And I pulled it up on Steam, $7.50. And I'm like, it was meant to be. And yeah, no, it's such a fucking good game. Bro, we just left. That's how you want to phrase it. Huh?
I don't compute, senpai. Speaking of games that were on sale that I bought Rise Son of Rome for $2.50.
Oh god, enjoy that 900p mess.
No, I have it in 1080p, 144 frames.
Oh.
144
well, actually, that might just
rate.
be on console. I think on console it's still locked too.
Yeah, I got it on PC.
Happy to be back in Afghanistan.
We gotta jam our cocks in there somehow, I guess.
Oh god. You phrased it like that. Okay. Yeah, no, it's again, I beat it over the head on that stream. Best MGS or best stealth game ever made, in my opinion. That game specifically has the best.
You forgot about Wolfenstein on like the NES. All right,
get out of here.
I'm just kidding.
Atari. And yeah, I am gonna get back to that this weekend. We still got to save Kaz. That's where we left off, dude. Seriously, check it out. The first, I want to say, the opening was a lot longer than I remember it. I want to say maybe the first 45 minutes are very Metal Gear Solid. So just know that. But then once you're in Afghanistan, I'm pretty sure you're just out there doing side ops and you can just go free roam, do whatever you want. And yeah, so fucking good. And just really quickly, Kana, Bridge of Spirits, PS5 PC exclusive. This is the game that looks like a DreamWorks movie or a Pixar movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
Very, very, very good. It is easily approaching up there with my games of the year so far. But Jay, we got to get into the news here, bud. We are an hour into the show. And
yeah, just for backstory, guys, it's been like 2 weeks since we sat down and talked. So.
Yeah. So we got I mean, I tried to sum up a lot of last week's news and smaller stories in our TidBits section. TidBits are smaller news stories that we don't need to break down entirely. And I figured, we could just blow through those real quick. But just a heads up, there's a few movies out this weekend if you're interested. Over on HBO Max, we got Many Saints of Newark. And Jay, I know you've seemed a lot more excited than most I've seen for Venom 2.
All right. I couldn't even finish the first one.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's a fucking terrible movie.
It's really bad.
I
don't know how it made $1 billion.
They need to apologize to Venom, and they need to apologize to Tom Hardy because he's great in a lot of other movies, but not that movie.
I think Tom Hardy needs to apologize to us because he had some creative input in that movie too. And
really,
yeah, the whole lobster scene, like him jumping in the tank, all of that was his idea.
Fuck off. No, I was turned off as soon as they said it. We made it to a PG-13. I'm like, oh, you can go fuck yourself then. If you have Carnage in a movie and it's not rated R, go fuck yourself. Sorry, but you're gonna have to bleep them out later or something. But like, fucking, dude, PlayStation revealed that trailer. Like a PlayStation exclusively revealed a trailer on YouTube.
Yeah.
Of the death row scene of them injecting Woody Harrelson, which and they do my boy dirty. I love Woody Harrelson. He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
They're ruining everyone.
They're ruining everyone. And yeah, it's cool. Carnage goes nuts and starts doing some shit, but the one edgy thing I saw was him stuck his tongue down a cop's throat and killed him with his tongue like that. I was like, dude, it's Carnage. I want to see body parts just everywhere. This is a serial killer.
I was hoping for that R rating.
Yeah, I'm actually not excited for it. That scene got me kind of excited. I'm not excited at all. I don't like any of the new and they're saying, oh, Spider-Man's gonna be in it and all that stuff next time.
No fucking way. There's
I hate Tom Holland's Spider-Man anyway. Hate it.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But we are gonna get into our tidbits in just a moment. I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm just gonna hit a cigarette 2 times, just real quick, just 2 puffs. Don't hate me. You're shaking your head. I don't know why. So just give us a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Please just hang out. We're gonna be in the chat kicking it. We'll be right back. All right, we're fucking back.
Yeah, baby.
So yeah, we got a big list of our tidbits. Again, these are just small little news stories. Some of them are bigger that were popped up last week that were just kind of blowing through to save time for some of the bigger news stories that dropped throughout these last couple of weeks. But Jay, you got to listen to tidbits in front of you. Number 1, we got Battlefield 2042 beta starts October 6th and ends on the 8th. I promise you, it is going to go through the weekend. I don't know why companies act like that.
They always extend it, dude.
I don't know why they always act like their beta is going to end on Friday. No, it's not. Literally every beta in the last 3 years has been extended. One type of beta that isn't usually extended are Halo flight tests. The third one, I believe, is starting today. That's big team battle. You got a few new maps. You got some new weapons. People have been really digging that. I got my code, but I kind of want to just wait for the final product. Game Awards will be live in-person event December 9th. Times are still TBA. Trash Pan in the chat. Is the Battlefield 1 open or locked to pre-order? So, since you are a Prime member, if you're on console, you can pre-order the game on Amazon Prime. They won't charge you, until the day the game ships, the day before the game ships to you. So you could pre-order the game, they'll email you a beta code, and then you could play the beta and then just cancel your pre-order. That's what I plan on doing. If you are a PC gamer, if you have EA Access or whatever it's called, you have free access to it on the 6th. And if you have
Do we
games,
really?
yes, and if you have Games Pass, you are linked, or Games Pass is linked with EA Access. So if you have Games Pass on PC, you can also play it. You could also play it on
Dude, that's sick.
October 6th.
That's
Yes.
sick. I just got EA Pass because of Games Pass. I just played through Medal of Honor Airborne, the whole game.
So yeah, we can.
So,
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we could crossplay through that. That'll be fun. And I'm gonna download it on both my PC and my PS5 and compare the two. Where are we at? Oh yeah, Game Awards will be live in-person event December 9th. Times are still TBA. Jay, that's a Thursday. Now, you seem like you're streaming more in the evenings on Thursday. Would you be open to finally joining me for one of the live reacts? Possibly one of the biggest of the year.
Because usually Game Awards is always an event that I lay in bed and watch. Since like 1 year, I had the flu during game. It was, I'll never forget it. Had the flu the morning of the Las Vegas massacre.
Oh gosh.
And Games Awards were on the same day.
Yeah,
so
they
I'll
were all
never
wearing the black pins. I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
I'll never forget that one. And I remember laying in bed and I was like, and that was also a good year for games. I was like,
For
oh,
sure.
dude. I
Sorry to all those in Vegas.
was- yeah, sorry.
Great year for
but-
games.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But yeah, this next little tidbit, kind of like that you're gonna like just bring up. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say I read into it, kind of like I was like, dude, take care of yourself, man. I feel bad. Like
Yeah, I felt like, I don't know. I felt like he didn't really need to do this to himself. What we're referencing is Christopher Judge, the voice actor behind Kratos and most recently Black Panther in the Wakanda DLC for Avengers, which I am not going to lie to you. Avengers is only $20 right now on
Games
PlayStation.
Pass now.
It's $20 on PlayStation. I think I'm going to download it.
Get
It's
it
20.
for
It's
that
only
Spider-Man
$20.
DLC.
I want to just play the solo. Like, I have zero interest in the grind of online, but I've heard, the game looks and plays really well with the next gen update, and that the solo campaign, it's good, and people really liked the Black Panther solo campaign, and that seemed pretty lengthy, like 6 hours or so. So yeah, I think I actually might check that out this weekend, pop in. But yeah, Christopher Judge blames himself for Ragnarok's delay. So last August, he had to undergo, I think he said he had to have his hips replaced entirely, and he had to have knee surgery. And like you said, like, dude, that the game's not on you. Like, yes, I don't know. He's not wrong. Development was slowed down because he couldn't do mocap. He couldn't do, his voice work. But that was just his side of development. Like, it's not like the entire game came to a screeching halt.
It's not like they didn't reuse a lot of animations from the first one.
I mean, but then, yeah, that's a great joke that I think happened before or while we didn't record the last episode. Yeah, that was a big showcase of fucking losers. Because yeah, my whole argument, I've beaten this one over the drum, but if you don't think you've been getting in a car the same way in GTA since fucking 2002, you're wrong. Like, it is the exact same animation. They just clean it up and put it on a new engine. I wouldn't be surprised if it's damn near the same code. Because it works. That's what you want to do. Kratos is just getting into a boat. Why does he need to get into a boat differently?
Right?
Like, I don't fucking get it. Red Dead, you got on the horse the same way you did in Red Dead 2 as you did in Red Dead 1. It was just cleaner on a nicer engine. which is how this is going to be. You're going to get into a boat the same way you got in God of War 2018. It's just going to be cleaner and a nicer engine. So yeah, mocap is going to be slowed down because that's how, they do it. It's not like they could have Sonny Suljic come in and do his mocap for Atreus and just have Christopher Judge come in 6 months later and do his mocap because they are acting on a set. Like
Yeah,
that's the big
their
thing with these.
faces 100% like.
Yeah, that's the big
Captain
thing with these
everything.
with a lot of the Sony games is that a lot of these are fully mocapped on sets. So yeah, that is slowed down. But Sonny's like side voice work and the actress who does Freya and the actors who are doing Thor and Baldur and Sindri and Odin and everyone, they can do their lines without the lines that don't involve Kratos. They can develop the actual game. So yeah, he's not wrong where, development was slowed down. But to say that the game was delayed because of him, I think that might be a stretch too far. Honestly, conspiracy theory P, tin hat Paul, right now is thinking that he's taking the blame so that all of us will be like, "Oh no, Chris, it's not your fault." Yeah, and then just completely do away with the idea of blaming it on someone else. Cuz like he was probably afraid of everyone fucking attacking the team and, tweeting at the team and telling them to all kill themselves or some shit, horrible people say on the internet. And he's just like, yeah, take it out on me. I just had my hips replaced and knee surgery. And people are like, no, Chris, we love you. Boy. This next one, I don't know how you feel about it. I am super fucking excited for. Quantic Dream is rumored to be working on a Star Wars game that is open, not open world, I believe, just more open and more action oriented. So kind of like a linear action game from Quantic Dream. These are the guys
Quantic Dream.
These are the guys who did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and most recently Detroit Become Human.
Okay.
Indigo Prophecy was their first game back on the PS2. It was called something else here. I can't remember what it was called. But this game kind of got people a little confused in the sense of, or not confused, but a little worried because David Cage is the writer and director and the head over at Quantic Dream, and he's a weird guy. He's a weird guy. I can't remember what he was in court not too long, like a couple months ago, and he literally like broke down on the stand, like because of like something really funny. You could look it up. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty ridiculous what he was like breaking down and crying about, like literally being like he was being a little baby, honestly, what it was. But for a little, little console, calm you down a bit. Quantic Dream recently opened a second studio that is not run by David Cage at all in Montreal. So I think it's potential that they're working on the Star Wars game while David Cage is, I don't know if he's working on anything, TBH. I think he might be a little tied up in court and some other shit. And then just real quick, the US government is now themselves investigating Activision and Blizzard, and Bobby Kotick has been subpoenaed to show up in court. That's fucking big. I don't know if you saw the picture. I don't know if you saw the picture of him, but oh my God, is that going to be the thumbnail?
I did not see the picture, but like when you're a billions-dollar corporation, the U.S. government.
Yeah, no, this dude's still set to make $150 million this year. He made $250 million last year with his bonuses. And then I don't know why I put this in parentheses under that one. But Chaco Sonny has also left at Blizzard after heading development of Overwatch 2 after Jeff Kaplan stepped down earlier this year. Jeff Kaplan, he basically created Overwatch, and he has been with Blizzard up until I think it was May, maybe. He had been with Blizzard for 20 something years. Like he did a lot over for World of Warcraft, and then this guy Chaco, he took over and he was huge. Now, just so you know, I haven't heard anything on Jeff's end, but there are reports on Chaco's side that he did not leave because, like, he was not pushed out because of bad allegations. You know, people did regard him as a good, good
Oh,
employee,
we found our whistleblower.
a good worker. And hell, you don't know, maybe. Personally, speaking as a once massive Overwatch fan, I am still thoroughly convinced that I don't even know if Overwatch 2 really exists. Like, that's a conspiracy theory for you. I mean, that movie is literally nothing but just reskins and a few bonus contents that 99% of other companies would just call DLC. So I don't know what their fucking plan is with that game, and I don't think we're going to be seeing that anytime shortly. And then this final story, no, Indigo Prophecy was called Fahrenheit. So which one was it? Was it Fahrenheit in America and Indigo Prophecy in Europe, or vice versa? Get back to me on that one. But then, yeah, our final story, which I did want to make an actual news story, but I felt like, it was kind of just Indigo Prophecy here. Okay, yeah, so I was wrong. Yeah, it's called Fahrenheit in Europe and Indigo Prophecy here. But yeah, the final tidbit, I did want to make a news story, but thinking about it, it is kind of just something we could just quickly toss it and talk about real quick. Sony finally acquires Bluepoint after rumors of them they basically leaked that they acquired them back when they announced that they acquired Housemarque, because Sony Japan accidentally tweeted out the exact same image of "we acquired Housemarque," but instead of Housemarque, it said Bluepoint. So this was all kind of set in stone. We were all waiting for this to come. Jay, anything in here you stand out to you that you want to talk about more?
No, it's just that I'm stoked to see Sony acquire Bluepoint.
Hell yeah.
Because once I get a PS5, I'm going to download and play the fuck out of Demon Souls.
Hell yeah.
Like,
good luck, because that's a fucking tough game.
hey, it won't be as bad as trying to play the first Dark Souls when I was like 12, and I was like, who plays these games? The fuck?
Now, the one sad point from the Sony announcing that they finally acquired Bluepoint is that they said that their next game is not a remake, but they're making they said original content. I don't know what that means. I know
it's as quality as what they
exactly.
If it has the same quality as the remix that they do, it'll be all right.
I'm excited, but I want them. They're the remake guys. They're the best of the best. I want them to keep doing that. And also that kind of shats on my long-running theory that Metal Gear Solid was being remade by Bluepoint, which is upsetting, but not too upsetting, because Jay, story number 1 broke today, and yesterday when all that came out about Bluepoint, Andy Robinson over at VGC said he has something to say about Metal Gear Solid. He just didn't want to write the story yet. And when he tweeted that out, I was just like, oh, baby, we're getting a bombshell tomorrow. And yeah, Konami is rumored to revamp. Now, I don't know if you'll get the all caps of vamp, but that's just a little treat for me, a little Easter egg for me. Konami is rumored to revamp some classics. Konami has been out of the games industry for the most part since 2018's Metal Gear Survive and its abysmal launch. But now, with recent reports from VGC, Konami seems to want to take a crack at something other than pachinko machines. Now, this next little grab here, I just took straight from the source itself, Andy Robinson over at VGC. Go and show him some love. He's the real homie. The first of these titles will be a new Castlevania game, which sources described as a reimagining of the series currently in development internally at Konami, which is huge, in Japan with support from local external studios. There's been much speculation that Demon Souls studio Bluepoint could be working on a remake for Metal Gear Solid. However, VGC was told the series is actually being worked on by an external studio, Virtuos. It's spelled wrong. Established in 2004, Virtuos is one of the largest game developers in the world and focuses on supporting the development of major AAA games and bringing existing games to new platforms. Recently, it worked on the Switch ports of Dark Souls Remastered, The Outer Worlds, and the BioShock collection, as well as contributing art and content to blockbusters such as Battlefield 1, Uncharted 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn. The new project is currently in early development, and multiple sources suggest it would be centered around fan favorite entry Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater rather than the original Metal Gear Solid. Konami also intends to release remasters of the original Metal Gear Solid games for modern consoles ahead of the larger project we understand. Finally, multiple Silent Hill games are currently in development at various external development studios, as per an earlier VGC report from February. Jay! They keep toying with me. My mind is getting played with. Revamping or remasters. Yeah, see, you capped all the vamp. Yeah, you got it. I didn't even explain it and you got it, Trash. That's why I love you, senpai. But no, dude, this is fucking insane. Mainly because I didn't know who Virtues was until I looked them up. And yeah, they're a big fucking studio. So for them to be working on Metal Gear Solid 3, I just have so many questions. I have so many concerns. My biggest question is what kind of remake are we talking here? Are we talking slightly boosted, what we've been hearing about Grand Theft Auto, where they're just porting it to a new engine, kind of keeping it the same? Or are we going to be seeing some of those videos that are attached to Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machines, where it's Metal Gear Solid 3 running in the Fox engine, which is what Metal Gear Solid 5 is running on, and it looks fucking insane? If we get something to that degree, I will shit myself live on camera. And then Castlevania being developed internally at Konami is both very exciting and very scary. Because Konami, as you've seen, what is it? Their soccer game is their new soccer game is officially the most disliked game in Steam history.
What game is it?
Just Google Konami new Konami soccer game. New free-to-play Konami soccer game. But yeah, it's already the most disliked game in Steam history, and they completely ruined Contra by making it mobile and just doing these horrible ports. Hoping for a Twin Snake style remaster, a la added content. Yeah, that would be cool, but we were talking about this when I was playing Metal Gear Solid, you and me, Trash Senpai, where the games just haven't really aged well gameplay wise. So I feel like that's more than even visually, that's what they need to work on. You need to stop with the coming to a dead halt and going in first person. Like, you need to at least change it to over the shoulder. And if you're doing it at that point, you might as well rework it entirely graphically. But yeah, I mean, these are two of my favorite game series of all time. I love Silent Hill, but I mean, Castlevania, my brother's playing Hell Let Loose and I hear him yelling. But there's like few things I really like more than vampires and just like, like gothic cathedrals and like that kind of horror. So yeah, Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid, those two games coming back would be unbelievable. Jay, I know you at this point. You got anything to add about Konami possibly making a resurgence?
Make it more westernized and I'll play it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Every time I look at Metal Gear, I'm like as a kid, I'm like, this game looks sick. And then I watch a cutscene, I'm like, nah, not for me.
Oh yeah. Very, very, very Japanese.
Very weeby.
Very much what a Japanese person's interpretation of America is. And a lot of the times he gets it spot on. But how people interact with each other, not so much. Hoping I already read that. All right, so story number 2. This one you may have something to add here. The initiative is co-developing Perfect Dark with Crystal Dynamics. The initiative has announced that it will be partnering with Marvel's Avengers and Tomb Raider's Crystal Dynamics to develop the upcoming reboot of Perfect Dark. The initiative shared the news on Twitter, saying the two teams couldn't pass up a chance to work together. Jay, this story really took the world by storm. A lot of that is because the initiative is Microsoft's first attempt, I don't know, claim, stake at calling this studio the first quadruple A video game studio.
Why? If they're co-developing a game that's already been made.
It's not even that. It's just, you come out saying that the initiative is going to be a quadruple A studio. You come out and you say that in 2017. It's now 2021. The team is less than 100 people strong, and the game is still in very early development. I feel like they might be trying to drop the whole quadruple A moniker because, games nowadays with marketing, some games, they're getting to be what I would imagine, okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 cost $250 million. The Last of Us Part 2 cost $200 million. What the fuck is a quadruple A game? Because,
Right.
$250 million, just real quick, I'm kind of curious here.
They must be paying for actual Hollywood talent to be in
How
the game at
much
this
did
point.
it cost to make Endgame? $100 million less than Endgame they spent on Red Dead Redemption 2. So just a little perspective for you. And yeah, the Hollywood aspect, HBO's The Last of Us series is HBO's most expensive series of all time. If I remember correctly, each episode is somewhere like it's like, I think each episode costs like $100 million.
It's a lot of CGI.
I don't know what they're doing, honestly, to require that much money. But yeah, so what a quadruple A game would call for, I don't know.
Brad
So
Pitt.
games of AAA, of the AAA, variety that were coming out in 2017, where like Horizon Zero Dawn, that game was probably $120 million. So I imagine that they thought quadruple A would be $200 million. They didn't see it going up in development so quickly. Price in development going up so quickly. And this is what I think Jim Ryan was really scared about. And that's why he might have left Sony. But yeah, I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. You could check it out for yourself. Can I paste? Why can't I paste? Let me paste. Let me see here.
Control V.
Yeah, I know. It's not working though. Okay, I got it. I'm on my own channel. Why are you telling me my own? Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, I just dropped an article from Jeff Grubb over at VentureBeat. He explains why it's not a big deal and why this actually happens more often than, you might expect. One of the big examples he uses is, a lot of people are like, this is insane. This would be like if Insomniac was helping Naughty Dog, finish a game. Which it is, but this is more along the lines of Bandai Namco developing almost all of Super Smash Brothers, and Nintendo just being the publisher. So it's closer to that than it is to what I said prior with Naughty Dog and Insomniac. But Jay, how do you feel about this? Does this make you think anything?
Not really, because like I said, it's a remake of a classic FPS shooter from the N64 and PC and whatnot. Like a groundbreaking game, nonetheless. But Crystal Dynamics, cool, you made 3 third-person Tomb Raider games. What else have they made? Crystal Dynamics, aside from Tomb Raider.
They did the Avengers most recently.
Third-person shit, dude. Dark's an FPS. They're gonna ruin it like the last Perfect Dark game, where it's like, what, they had like a Rainbow Six Vegas style, like first-person, then third-person cover-based shooter crap.
Well, that's what I'm still waiting for, is for Xbox to prove themselves. I mean, you can buy all the studios you want, but if you're not making anything with those games, then what do I care? Oh god, they did Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Shit. Yeah. Why wouldn't they remake that? Get off your duff, Crystal Dynamics. Give me fucking Soul Reaver already. God damn, who has that license? Do you have that license? Give me Soul Reaver back. Son of a bitch. Story number 3. This fucking Mario cast is in Jay.
I only have one gripe.
I'm sure it's the obvious gripe, right?
Fucking who in their right mind? Chris Pratt?
Yeah, dude. Like,
everyone else is respectable in their like Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong, Jack Black, Bowser, Charlie Day as Luigi.
This is a meme. Like, I swear to God, at some point in time, someone made a meme of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong or some shit. Like, it is ridiculous. And then him like Miyamoto announcing the cast list was my favorite thing in the world, because his response, he's like, "We got Chris Pratt because he's so cool."
He's not cool,
dude. He's gotta realize the weight on his shoulders. To
Chris Pratt.
Oh my god, who would want this role?
Here's
like
the thing.
Literally
Here's
any
the
other
thing.
cast of characters, whatever.
The guy that does the voice of Mario, it says guest appearances.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
gonna do like cameos.
Like, why the fuck wouldn't you just? It's gonna be an animated movie.
Well, I imagine. See, like it'd be like, I imagine that he'll be the guy who's doing the whoa, it's a me, Mario. Like, he's doing all of the classic lines, but then when Mario's having a conversation, that's gonna be Chris Pratt. But then blending those two together, I feel like it's going to be so disorienting.
I would have rather seen Ryan Reynolds up there as Mario, because he's way more outgoing than Chris Pratt with
one thing that
damn views.
It just concerns me in the sense of, Mario is all visual storytelling. It's told through the whoos.
There's no dialogue really either.
Whoa, yeah. Like, it's told through those just very subtle lines, and it's very
emotion. Yeah,
it's very visual, very much visual storytelling. So I feel like they might take away from some of what makes Mario so special. Sebastian Maniscalco, though, that's fucking great castings. Jack Black as Bowser. I mean, come on. Let's fucking go.
That's a good cast. So is Charlie.
Yeah,
as Luigi.
I don't know how I feel about Charlie as Luigi.
Really? I think he could pull it off.
I just don't want him to be Charlie. I could see them totally casting Charlie and being like, don't even bother doing a Luigi accent. Like, just be Charlie.
That's probably what it's going to be. They're not going to have any appropriating Italian accents. I don't think so. That'd be really weird if they did that.
They got Sebastian Maniscalco. Why didn't you have him be fucking Mario?
And Key as Toad?
No, he's Spike. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, I thought you said he is Toad.
I said Key.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Key and Peele. Key. I don't know. I could have said his whole
name.
Key's
great. I could see him totally.
I just had when you made that noise, I saw his face in my brain.
Yeah, you could totally know that. And then the final story It's just a quick little note. Maybe Jay could add a little something to it because I know
Oh,
he's
I
been
got a lot to
experiencing this.
add.
Amazon's New World was finally released on Tuesday after months of testing and delays, but it's already a little too popular for its servers. This has led to long queues and players try to log into the game. During its official launch day of September 28th, New World peaked at number 2 on Steam with a player count of just over 700,000. This massive player count is good news for Amazon, but the game's servers apparently weren't up to the task. The game has over 26,000 Steam reviews, and most of them which Steam labels as mixed, with just about 48% skewing positive at the time of writing. Complain about the game's massive queues and limited server capacity. Jay, did you ever even get in to New World?
No.
So I can't even ask you if it's worth it.
Well, hang on.
Yeah,
hang on. All right. Let me talk. New World is a good game. From what I've seen, it's a solid MMO. Like, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay. There's nothing wrong with the vibe of the game or the mechanics, and everyone's loving it.
It's a traditional MMO. Too.
It is, and it's the first big one in a long time, and I think that's why it's so popular.
That's one thing that I feel like we should probably just make clear here, like right off the top of the show. If you see this game, you see these numbers, and you're like super interested in it, it is an MMO. Like, don't be like, oh, well, maybe this MMO is different.
But it
is 100% an MMO. It is the grind. It is that crazy UI. It is players all over the place. It's hundreds of hours for you to dedicate your time to MMO. Now, I did hear the combat is unique and different and very good. But as far as I know, that is the only thing that is different.
I think the war system's cool. How like right now, Courage JD is like waging war against Dr. Lupo's company and stuff, and they're like fighting over territory and all that stuff. But like I heard the gameplay looks good. It looks fun, but and also it hit 1 million viewers on Twitch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Buddy of mine, Where's Wagner? He sent me a picture, and he was in position like 2600 in the queue. And he was like, I bought it, $40, and that's also a plus that it's not a subscription-based game like WoW.
Okay, that's Final Fantasy 14 is also subscription based. So
yeah, for $40 you get it, that's right? So I bought it, and I joined his world that he was in, which was max populate, of course, with the queue, and I like clicked on it, and I was at position 217. And he was like, dude, I'm at position like 200. And I was like, wait, like 200 from the 2600? How long you been waiting? He's like, since I sent you that picture like 4.5 hours ago. And I was like, dude, I had D&D that night in like 2 hours, and I was like, I ain't letting this break into my D&D session. And I was like doing the math in my head. I'm like, by the time I get into the game, it's going to be time for D&D, and I'm not going to be able to play it. And then World War III, I'm not going to play it for the rest of the week. Yeah. And then I looked, Steam's refund policy is 2 hours. I refunded it, and I got my money back.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
And I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to wait, because Amazon New World, they did come out and say they're actively making more servers. Obviously, they have the money to do that.
They did currently add new servers. They're asking new players to join. They're asking new players to join the lower.
But then you don't get to play with your friends or the company you want to, and they're only giving you one free character transfer to another world.
They did say that they're going to change that. Where they're going to they're going to let you change multiple servers.
All right, that's cool.
Character multiple servers.
But anyway, I put in my description on my refund, I was waiting. 2.5 hours, didn't even get to see the game.
I'm sure
That's
you're
what I
not. I'm
posted.
sure you're not the only one. I'm sure a lot of people. Shit, I bet there's a dude who put in. He put 8. I've been waiting here 8 hours.
Yeah, like I'm really like upset at the meta though. Like Shroud was just sitting in a queue with like 130,000 viewers, people farming Twitch drops and all that stuff. And then like the fact that like there's some big streamers where like it crashed in the middle of like a 14-hour session and
Oh
they
my
have
god.
no reconnect priority. So then they're just doing a whole nother 8-hour stream of waiting in a queue, playing fucking marbles or some shit, you know, with viewers. Like, there's big streamers that are like one person was like, I got in, but I had to make dinner, so I just like had a key making me walk in a fucking circle, so I didn't get timed out. And like, it was like a 20-minute disconnect for AFK. So there's like streamers like, I just ran to take my dog on a walk and I came back and now I'm in a queue, no stream. I saw a bunch of streamers doing their starting soon screen, right? A streamer I watched,
Oh yeah.
Sequisha, clicked on his starting soon stream. He's been live for 3 hours. His starting soon screen is just there for the queue. Or there's like, I see other streamers. Woke up at 5 a.m. I'm in a queue. Be waiting in this queue, starting stream when we get in. Like, I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of people. And you're not even allowed to use Bezos as your name or in chat. Like, Jeff and Bezos is banned.
But yeah, I mean, like the war system seems cool, but it also seems like you got to grind to get to that level, and you got to be a part of the community to, you know, like
Well, you
participate
have
in
to
that.
be a part of a company. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
The game is just, it'll die down very quickly. This is, in my opinion, just looking from the outside, and this is similar. This is like Animal Crossing 2.0 in the sense
Or WoW
of,
Classic
well,
2.0.
well, no, in the sense of, you know, Animal Crossing New Horizons came out like March of 2020, like
Perfect timing for that
right
company,
right
dude.
when lockdown went in, and that game sold like 30 million copies. And for the next 4 or 5 months, everyone you knew was playing and talking about. And
I
even if,
didn't, but my
yeah, no, neither did I.
fiance put in like 1,000 hours.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I mean, that's just what MMOs are, and that's what people are like seeing. They're like, you know, like this is a community-driven game. You know, I make me and my friends could all play this game. So yeah, that's what they're moving to. But like I said before, a lot of people are going to see that it's an MMO and probably fall out, I would imagine, very quickly. And I personally, like I said, the war system seems cool, but I got like 500 hours in Final Fantasy 14. I don't. Endwalker's coming out in November. I ain't got time for no new world. But Jay, that is all the news. That is all the tidbits, but that is not the end of the show. We still got closing topic. This closing topic this week is
I'm excited for this one.
for sure. Games that cause us to lose perception of time.
Real quick, while we're on the topic of the news, one little story, little announcement that I was kind of excited for was the Switch, N64, and Sega Genesis
Oh yeah.
games. And if you have a subscription, you can buy a wireless N64 controller and a wireless Sega Genesis controller for the Switch.
Goddamn Nintendo for trying to make me buy a Nintendo 64 controller again. You know, nothing in the world
You could
will
buy
make me
them on
spend
Amazon.
$50.
You could buy them on Amazon that are USB.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah.
just like some third-party ones.
Yeah, so you can do that. But I'm gonna try to play it and play through Banjo Kazooie again. So
Yeah, we also got ActRaiser and the Castlevania GBAs from that, which I need to play that too.
I was hoping for GoldenEye, but we knew that wasn't gonna.
No, that one's locked. But yeah, we're gonna get into our closing topic here: games that cause us to lose perception of time. A game that you turn on, you're like, I'll play for a little bit, or maybe it's a game you plan on playing for a while. You just don't realize how long you really plan on playing it. What time is it? 7:42. Been going live for almost 2 hours now. Jay, I need a cigarette, but I'm gonna fight through. I'm gonna fight through.
Wait, this won't be that long. This won't be that bad.
This won't be that long. So you want to start off with hit me with a game that you just you start up and then you start at 9 a.m. You look at the clock and before you know it, it's 9 p.m.
God damn it! Every time I boot up Civilization 6, Civ 6 is gonna be my first pick, and I don't know what it is. Civ 6 is one of those games I only play every couple months. I don't play multiplayer. I don't play like a story. I just kind of like make my own scenario, pick a new civilization every time. And for some reason, I'm always putting in like 30 hours. I'm playing and like fiance's getting pissed. Dinner's ready. I'm like, I just 3 more turns. Like, stop. And like, I think it's the reason like you're constantly unlocking new stuff. You're constantly expanding. You're constantly like managing all the other people, like civilizations you meet. And you're constantly like getting to the next step. You're like, oh man, like in like 64 turns, I'll have a P-51 must plane and I'll just fuck everyone up. And like, I don't know, dude. Civ 6 is a time burner for me. And I love it because you could play pace. You know what I mean? It's not like a real-time strategy game. Like, it's turn-based. So, like, you don't really gotta worry about, like, multitasking and all that stuff. It's just an all-around, like, my time sinker every 6 months. I just uninstalled it because I had to stop.
Trash Senpai in the chat. Any open world RPG like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, or Monster Hunter games?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
stuff
no, for
like
sure.
that.
Oh yeah, I got one of those specifically. But oh and yeah, you do too.
Yep.
So I mentioned it basically at the top of the show when we were talking about what we were playing this week. I'll just jump to my number 1 right now. Death Stranding, man. Like I said,
You're
at the
the
top,
only one.
I was planning on just, like I said, just checking it out. And I ended up beating the DLC, beating the whole game I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to replay the game. Just replayed the whole director's cut throughout the whole weekend. It's so fucking good. And God, there was something I wanted to add. Yeah. Okay. So the first time I played the game, so the game came out on a Friday. So it was either Friday night or Saturday night. Probably Saturday night, knowing me. Actually, no, it was Friday night because I took Friday off for this game. uh, there was a mission where like you had to deliver this package, and the delivery radius was far as shit. And I look at the clock, and it's 12:30, 1 in the morning, and I do not stay up that late, Jay. And I'm just like, oh God, I'm tired. I'm just gonna finish this delivery, and I'm just gonna go to my private room and go to sleep and save.
He
And
hit an all-nighter.
I do the delivery, and then Norman Reedus lays down in bed, and he starts getting flashes, and then all of a sudden, he realizes I just delivered a nuclear bomb, and I have 10 minutes to get back to that other side of the map and get the bomb, and then take it to this other section of the map of a tar pit and chuck it in there. And I look at my real clock, and it's like 2 in the morning at this point, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't stop now. And yeah, but between doing that mission and all of the cutscenes and everything, I didn't end up going to bed until like 4:30 in the morning. Like, I must have played that game for 16 hours that day, and it just like went by in a flash.
Whew. I've been there.
I just felt that tension.
I know, that's that tension that like you can't
Stop.
You have to ride it out, because I've also done it to where I'm like, oh, this is getting good, I gotta go to bed, and then I get it the next day, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this, and it kind of kills that roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Let's go with for me, Escape from Tarkov. Even though I don't really play it anymore, I'm kind of waiting it out. The game's kind of dead right now. Lowest viewership on Twitch in like the past 4 years, and all the big streamers are not playing Tarkov. But
Damn.
yeah, we're gonna talk Tarkov when I first started playing. It is a game that just loves to take shit in its hand and smash it in your face repeatedly over and over and over again. A game that just constantly shits on you, but it's got like, State Farm or whatever. Gotcha $1. Oh, you better be quicker than that. That's how it's like, it dangles like a little bit like, oh, this raid, you found a M4 on a guy and
It
you made it to
spoon
the
feeds you.
end. Yeah, and you fucking died and you didn't get the M4, but you know that you can get that M4. So you're like, it's like this Stockholm syndrome. Or like the definition of it's like, oh, the next one, dude, the next one, the
Yeah.
next one. And when you're playing with your buddies, it's worse. Like, one more raid, dude, I don't know, I got this gun last raid, we gotta go here, I got this key, and like all this shit. And like,
how long do raids last?
Anywhere from 30 seconds to like running in and getting domed in the head to like, I think the longest raid timer is like 58 minutes. Something like
Okay,
that.
yeah, I could see that totally being like something that like gets you sucked in. Is you're
Oh
like,
my
we'll just
God.
do one more quick raid. We'll make it quick. We'll make
No,
it quick.
this is what always happens with me. This is what always happens with me. I'll be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go in with like okay gear, and we're going to make this a good raid. Then the next gear, we're going to ball out. Well, that raid that we went into only lasts like a minute and 30 seconds because like some Chad squad comes up and drills you into the ground and teabags the shit out of you. And then you're like, well, I guess we got to do one more. That's always it. I'm like, all right, before we get off, we're either going to we'll do one more raid, but only if it's longer than 15 minutes. Kind of deal. Like, that's how it is. It's like, all right, this is last raid of the night. And then we just get
We're gonna
drilled.
we're gonna do a quick raid. Make sure it's a long one. Just one more raid. Make sure it's a long one.
Make sure it's a good raid. And then you get in and get shit on in the first 5 minutes. You're like, we can't end on that note. Can't do that. Oh, I got a scab. A scab. Then we'll do another raid. So then you do a scab. You get a bunch of cool shit. You take it out. You do your big raid. Then you're like, well, I almost got this task done, dude. So maybe we can go in and like you can help me get this task done. I only got like 3 more dudes to kill on this task. So like it's constantly like, as much as it like hurts you to play Tarkov, it just like, I don't know why. It just like, that game can punch you in the nuts over and over and over again, and you just keep coming back for more, dude. You just keep coming back, and you don't know why. It ain't like Battle Royale, where everyone liked Battle Royale because of the heart-pounding final circles and shit. No, it's not like that. I don't know. Tarkov, when I'm in a Tarkov stint, definitely always gets me coming back for more. Boom.
Let me see here. This one's I'll throw this one out there for Trash Senpai. Skyrim. No, I'm sure you remember when Skyrim came out. Yeah, I was about to say you got multiple.
I got a lot of Bethesda ink.
Yeah, Skyrim. I mean, where do you even start with Skyrim?
You start with, this is where you start. Sorry, I know this is your pick, but
No,
this is how it starts every time. You just burn through that beginning section, and they're like, I'll meet you in Riverwood. And then you're just like,
no.
well, no. And you're like, I'm going to be a mage that specializes in like one-handed with mage, but then you always end up being a stealth bow rogue every time.
Yeah, was it? I mean, I modded Skyrim on my PC. I only have like 3 mods on there, and they're literally just so I can basically so the levels are extended because the level cap in that game was 50. So I just made it infinite so that I could fill out every skill on every tree in every bar. And yeah, I'm like level like 200 and like 60 something. I have every skill completely like I'm an orc warrior rogue mage. I am literally everything. I have every location discovered on the map. I've done majority of all the quest lines. I that game for me is something else. Always
Shit
like
on it.
people always like to shit on it. I don't know, like they'll either like to shit on it because it's been remade now like 6 times. They only do that for, games that deserve to be
Are
remade like
yeah,
6
really
times.
good.
They uh they'll shit on it because they like Oblivion more or Morrowind more. But I don't know why people try and take away what Skyrim was, dude. Skyrim was so big for the 360 and for the PlayStation 3. Well, it was completely broken on the PS3 for a long time. But 360, I mean, that game was massive.
Yeah, and I'll never forget it came out on this. I got Battlefield 3 and Skyrim on the same day.
What
And
a
I just, what
fucking
a banger month, dude.
Yeah, I got Battlefield 3 and something else on the same day too, but I can't
Had to
remember
been
what it was.
Skyrim. They came out on the same exact day.
No, because I went and I remember getting Skyrim with with Hector. Me and him went to GameStop together. He was 17, so he was able to buy my copy for me. Um, so yeah, we each got ourselves a copy. And yeah, dude, that's just a game where like my brothers used to have this, their first like apartment. It was a duplex, and my one brother had the top floor, my other brother had the bottom floor. And when my one brother upstairs was like, like out at the bar or down in the basement playing music or some shit, I would just be upstairs playing because I could smoke inside. And dude, when you can smoke inside,
Yeah. Yep.
time ceases to exist. And I remember getting there at like 2 p.m. One through line through all my games is they are some of the only times I stay up late. Where like yeah, I got there like at like 2 p.m., sat down, started playing Skyrim, and then yeah, he comes up the stairs and he's just like, "Hey, you're still fucking playing? Jesus Christ!" And I check my phone. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like it's not even like I want to go to bed. It's like I have to go to bed. Like I can't sit in front of the TV for so long, and that's why my eyes I'll pop blood vessels in my eyes.
I've done that.
Um, I will literally play until my eyes bleed. So yeah, Skyrim is just same story as
It's
that.
it won the Generation Award for a reason. And it's a game that defines a generation, and it doesn't deserve any of the hate. Sorry that Oblivion is amazing. I love Oblivion, but I don't like it more than Skyrim. I remember I played like Skyrim, and the first thing I imagine Fallout 4.
Oh
You know,
God,
kind. But
unfortunately.
right. But like yeah, no. And I was actually it was funny. I was going through a Oblivion stint in 2011, right? And I didn't really I had worked at a pizza shop or something. No, it was 20. I didn't even have a fucking job yet. I didn't even have my license. We were like 15,
Yeah,
something like that. And like I remember I had a
16,
booklet.
15.
E3 happened, and that's when they announced Skyrim, and I was like, this can't be the best timing. This is the best timing. I'm in the middle. I'm like 100 hours into Oblivion, and I'm like, this couldn't have been announced at any greater time. And yeah, remember I wrote a list out of money I had to save up and all the games that were coming out that year. It was like Battlefield 3, Skyrim. What was the Call of Duty that came out that year? Black Ops? Banger?
I don't think it was Black Ops. It wasn't Black Ops. Black Ops came out in 2010.
So what came out in 2000? Never mind. We're getting off topic here. Skyrim is an amazing game, and if you guys hate on it, fuck you.
Agreed 100%. What's another one for you?
I'm gonna go with a recent one,
Oh
Valheim.
fuck, hold on. Just real quick. Now that I like as soon as it hit my head, I was like, wait. I started typing, I was like, what games came out in 2011? As soon as I typed 2011, I was like, yo, 2011 was one of those years. So starting at the top, we got Skyrim, Batman Arkham City, Portal 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Uncharted 3, Battlefield 3, Dark Souls. What else we got? We got Gears of War 3, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, LA Noire, Saints Row the Third, Deus Ex Revolution, Minecraft, Bastion, Dead Space 2, Super Mario 3D Land, Assassin's Creed Revelations. That's a bad one. Star Wars The Old Republic, Crisis 2, Bulletstorm, Mortal Kombat 9, Dragon Age 2, Marvel or Ultimate Alliance 2, Dead Island, fucking Rayman Origins, Sonic Generations, Halo Combat Evolved, DC Universe Online. That was like one of the first MMOs I ever got into.
So 2011 was a
Infamous,
banger year.
fucking Infamous 2. Is that it? Please tell me that's it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Oh wait, no, we got Eco. Oh well, that's just a collection. Never mind. But yeah, no. Jesus Christ, that was a year for video games.
10 years ago.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off. What's your next one?
Valheim, dude.
Of course. What more do you even have to say?
I don't even have to say anything else other than that game is just like. And I'm gonna talk about my like experiences from like playing solo and with just one other person.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Like,
keep going.
All right, that's like the majority of like my stints. I don't really play. I play Valheim in big groups, but that kind of makes the game go by really quick and it's annoying. Anyway, no, okay. So when it came out in February, I think it was February, I got it. I didn't know how to think until like I figured out that it was literally like I called it Minecraft for bearded big guys like me. And that's not just for big dudes, but you know. And I've just noticed that in Valheim, if you have anxiety, obviously don't do the boss fights or go into the plains, but like save that for last. But like when you just need a game to like zone out to, turn on the soundtrack to Valheim and walk through the forest, pick fucking berries and chop down some trees and build a house on some water. And it's just like one of those games where like I just couldn't stop like farming materials and building stuff and thinking of new ideas, and then like the exploration part of just procedurally generating, not knowing what you're gonna find next. It's just like it is my current zone out game. And I don't know, you got anything to add about Valheim to the zone out? From someone that doesn't play it as much as I have like 250 hours in the game. So
yeah, I had like I think I have like 60 or 70 or something in it. I get, yeah, it's totally like a vibe game, and like it reminds me a lot of like Sea of Thieves in the sense of like, I'll just hop on a boat, just sail, go check out this island, see what's there, pick and rummage, and then yeah, I'm done for the day. I had my fun. But yeah, no, at the very beginning of that game, I totally like it was just like, all right, I'm just gonna get this wall done. And then you get that wall done, you're like, well, I want to finish out that corner now because then it's just open until I get back to it. And then you finish out that corner, you're like, well, now I actually have a pretty nice setup for a second floor. I can make this a 2-story now. And it's just like the little progressions in that game really lead into you building, the bigger picture. That game was a hell of a lot of fun.
And I just liked, I appreciate Minecraft for what it is, but like when I got into Minecraft, there was no story or goal.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Minecraft for any of I know there's like a survival mode or something like that, and people have made like modded versions or like modded games, but it's
all right.
great. I know Valheim isn't the most visually appealing game,
But it
but
is at the
I was
same
about to say, but I
time.
was about to say, personally, that pixel art I find fucking beautiful. Whereas, Valheim is pixelated, whereas Minecraft is kind of this weird mixture between polygonal and pixelation to where it's just cubed.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not aesthetically pleasing to me.
Valheim has that like cell shaded look too, kind of, almost to the point where like you're in a black forest and the different colors and the trees moving. It looks like a
It
watercolor
has
painting.
very good lighting, yeah. Valheim
And
does.
and where was I? I was gonna say something. Oh, I think it's the fact that like you have an objective in Valheim. There's an end to the. You could beat it. Like you are ripped. You are dying on a battlefield. You are ripped off the battlefield by a Valkyrie, and you are taken to Valheim. And you dropped in Valheim, and you have to fight the bosses, prove yourself to Odin to make it into that forever feast in Valhalla. And just like how they were able to weave in the Norse mythology and the lore, and how like you make it halfway through and you can see Odin just watching you from the tree line. You see his eye and he's just
That's
standing there
cool.
watching you, and you like turn around and you're like, that's creepy, but I'm gonna go closer, and you get closer and he disappears. But it gives you like those little inclinations of you're getting somewhere. And I don't know. Valheim's just beautiful. Hearth and Home is an amazing update. It took me 2 weeks after it came out to realize how beautiful it was, because I finally got to do everything that I needed to do.
Yeah.
Finally cut the bullshit and was like, all right, John, get in our server. And we played for like 7 hours. So, like, man, I found 2 biomes that I've never been to, too. The deep north. It's
Oh,
all
really?
glaciers.
Oh, damn.
We're running through fucking ice caps and shit in our boat, and it's breaking our longships and stuff.
That's
There's the
terrifying.
ashlands and the mistlands that have like spider webs and shit, but there's no enemies in those spots yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, and it's gonna be fucked. All right.
Yeah, I got a couple more here for you. GTA Online, specifically glitches. Now, glitches are some of my favorite things in GTA Online, in the sense of there's a method to their madness and not getting caught. So as of right now, I have taken Rockstar for about 260 million in-game dollars. Now, for perspective, if I was to go on the PlayStation Store and buy the Great White Shark card, which is 99 US dollars, that would get me 9 million in-game dollars. I stole from them 200. This is me saying it live. I don't care if it's fuck you, Rockstar. I stole $260 million from you. I own everything in the game. I've done like every one of the major things, all because of those glitches. The key is to spend. You never sit on your money. You spend that shit the second you get it. And when a glitch pops up, you do that shit as much as possible, because they will patch it out in a half hour. It's
Dude,
crazy how fast.
every time I start playing GTA Online, there's some dude that walks up and drops like 500 sacks of money in front of me, and I'm like, oh, thanks, you hacker.
Oh
Thank you
yeah,
for
you can't
that.
do yeah, I don't think you could do that anymore. Or you
That
can
happened
only
the last time I played when it came out free on Epic. I
yeah.
got it, and then I was like, dude, I'm set. I'm like level 1. I bought a bunker.
um but yeah, like the last glitch I remember specifically, it was like my apartment's here, my club's here, there's a prostitute here. I take my club, or I take my car, my most expensive, nicest car, from my house, go pick up the prostitute, go and park in front of the nightclub, get out of my car, while still in frame of my car, like never pull it out of frame, I shoot the prostitute, continue to walk away. She like blacks out and disappears. And I go into my garage, and now my car is spawned in the garage instead of out in the alleyway. And I take my car out of that garage. I drive back to my home car or back to my home garage, and there's now two cars. There's now two of the car that I took out of my home initially. And I did that, Jay, for like 15 hours. Just
What you do?
literally,
You just hold your car every time?
I would clean out my garage entirely except for the one car that I'm going to sell. And then I would, or duplicate. And then I would take to the prostitute, go to the club, shoot her, go into the club, get the duplicate car,
Most Grand
drive
Theft
back to
Auto
the house.
conversation ever.
Dude, I did this shit to where I had it down to like a science, to where like I knew the quickest path. I could almost read traffic at certain times of days. And yeah, I mean, I've bought everything. And that's one reason why I haven't played GTA Online in so fucking long, is because you can't transfer your character. My character is locked to PS4. And Jay, oh Jay, this new version of GTA 5 that comes out in March, if they don't let me transfer our characters, if they don't let us transfer their characters, I'm gonna burn down Rockstar North, Tommy Vercetti style. So here's a warning. Let me bring my character to PC, to next gen, just not stuck in 1080p at maybe 30 FPS, especially playing online with these garbo load times. But yeah, I robbed them and fucking just bought all the shit, bought all the cars, bought all the fancy spots. And yeah.
And you're the reason why I don't play the game.
Well, no, I had to get to that point. I hate the oppressor fuckers. Those kids who just fly in the motorcycle and just fly by, drop a rocket on you and take off. But I got an oppressor now, Jay. I'm one of them. I stand up for the little guys. If I see an oppressor flying around, I go and I kill the oppressor. I'm like, don't even have it in the game. We know what you're doing.
Which one is that?
That's the flying motorcycle with rockets on it.
Oh, okay. I know what you're.
It's the only weapon in the game that can auto homing lock on to an individual person. Like if you're an attack jet, it has homing missiles, but it will only lock onto vehicles. It won't lock onto an individual person. So even if you're fucking walking down the street trying to run from the guy, he could still lock onto you and blow you to shit.
That's some poop.
Yeah. So I got one of those to fuck up with people. I don't know. I fucking love GTA Online, and I love getting free money because it's super easy. What do you got, Jay? You got one more? It looks.
I got two more.
Two more. Okay.
I'm gonna try to make this one quick, but it's such a good game that it might not come out quick. Fallout New Vegas.
Best of the Fallout series.
Best Fallout game ever made by, well, who should always make the Fallout games, but we can. Outer Worlds was amazing. Good job, guys.
So
really?
Yeah.
It's not a long game.
This wasn't really appealing to me, but
It's
sorry, go on.
6 hours long. Something like that, like 10 hours long. It ain't long at all.
We're playing much of a role in 6 to 10 hours.
Never mind. Anyway, Fallout New Vegas is one of the games where I'm like, I think back and I'm like, man, remember that one time, like 4 years after I played Fallout New Vegas, I like bought it on Steam on a laptop at grandma's house, and I played it and ended up putting like 160 hours through. And I'm like, I like that time. Maybe I'll do it again. So I'll like get it, and then I'll be like, God, this game is so hard to play. It's so not easy on the eyes. It looks like shit. Dude, next thing I know, weeks later, I'm like 120 hours into that playthrough. And like every time I play it, it's one of those games where like I keep saying like, God, this is so bad. This is so bad. Walking so slow, and this is so, but I just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. And I think the main reason why so much time gets sucked in Fallout New Vegas is because it holds the Guinness Book of World Record for most lines of dialogue in any video game.
It's crazy.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's like something like, give you an exact number. Dude, New Vegas dialogue.
New Vegas holds the Guinness World Records of lines of dialogue in a video game, around 65,000, beating Fallout 3 by 25,000.
That's a lot of shit to do and say.
Yeah.
All right. And if you put the awesome DLCs on it, Fallout 3's DLCs were really good in my opinion. I like Point Lookout. Mothership Zeta was interesting. But, dude, New Vegas's DLCs, Old Road, what was that one where you're at the casino and there's like all that death fog shit up there? Crimson Hearts or whatever, something like that. Yeah. And then the one you go to the moon. You're fighting on the moon with those like brain robot. Oh my god, dude! I think anyone listening that has played Fallout New Vegas knows that that's a time killer. For sure. There's just so much to do. You could play that game for 6 hours and not even scratch the surface. I'm done.
Okay. I'm just gonna link my last two together here because the one is pretty short. Battlefield. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for 2042 is because that's one of the only multiplayer games where, unlike staying up till 3 a.m., I'll start the game at like 8 a.m. and I'll be like, I'll get a few rounds in this, this nice Saturday morning. And then, I look at the clock, 7 p.m. I'm fucking hungry. I need to go get dinner. I'm like, what the fuck even happened to this entire day?
It's because Battlefield, you always feel like you're unlocking something. Every match is different. It ain't like Call of Duty where like, I know I'm going to go to that spot and there's going to be a guy looking at me. Because in Battlefield, you're like, oh, that building's not... It's blown up,
Yeah, it's just the classic one more game mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that really drinks on. And then my final game is Persona 5 specifically. Not Royal, just standard Persona 5. I still have to play Royal. This game really helped me out last year with all of my medical shit, and I was like basically couch locked for 3 months. I literally played this game all day, every day for about a month or two. My mom was like interested in it and curious about it and like checking it out because I think I put 40-ish hours into it in 3 days.
Oh.
Yeah. And by the end I put like 100 something hours into it. Still haven't beaten it. And yeah, like there's not really like a perception of time that was lost with this game per se, as much as I was very much well aware of the time that was passing. Days were passing. It's kind of hard to miss that. But that's just how much time I put into that game because it's a fucking masterpiece. It really, really, really is. And I want you to play it really badly, Jay.
I was thinking about it, looking at it on Games Pass, and I don't know.
It's not on Games Pass, bud. Persona's only on PlayStation.
Oh, I'm thinking of a completely
Or it's Persona
game.
4 is on PC.
I'm thinking of a completely different. For some reason,
Yakuza?
I get Yakuza and Persona mixed up for some. I don't know why. I get it mixed up.
I want you to play Yakuza more than I want you to play Persona, but I want you to play them both. You gotta play Yakuza. It's so.
Now I can't even think of what Persona 5 is.
It's like the fucked up high school dungeon crawling Pokemon style.
93% on Metacritic must be a banger.
Yeah, no, it's a masterpiece. That game's a 10 out of 10. Easily. No questions asked. Dude, the fucking story of that first palace, all of the palaces really, but Sorry, I just hear my brother screaming for a medic in the background. um, but yeah, no, Kamoshida's palace, that opening palace, and just the plot and how it all unravels is so fucked up and crazy. And like you're gonna start the game, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is cool, this is whatever. But then you're gonna start to unravel what's going on at this school. And dude, it's so fucking good. And I really do think you would like both Persona 5 and Yakuza. But yeah, that's all of my games. You got one more here for you. Why don't you go with it, and then we'll start to get out of here.
Well, my favorite game of the past 5 years. I will say that it is out of every game I've played in the past 5 years, this game is definitely my favorite. Divinity Original Sin 2 by Larian Studios.
Classic.
I don't even classic, and I don't even know like if anyone here knows about Larian and Divinity. Just saying those two names, you already know it's a time sinker.
Yeah.
I've played.
Thinking Baldur's Gate, thinking Wizards of the Coast, thinking D&D. You're thinking time.
And let me see here. How many hours do I have in it? I'm on Act 2. I've been playing all year. I'm on Act 2. Fuck your survey, Valve. I just want to check a number. 78.7 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm on Act 2. And that's one game when I first got it. I'll never forget. I'm playing it because a buddy of mine, I think it was you. Someone told me about it, and they were like, "You want to get into D&D? You should try out like Divinity."
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was you, to like put you in a mindset.
Yeah.
And now that I play D&D, there's a lot of similar attacks of opportunity. A lot of the, literally a lot of the spells are directly from
The locations.
And locations. Yeah, they're not exactly in the same universe.
Yeah,
but
Baldur's Gate is.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude, Mind Flayer. It's like in Baldur's Gate 3. That's like the whole story. But anyway, it's just one of those games where like I'm playing and like I'm in Act 1 and you're trying to escape the prison island. And you're like, all right, we're almost off the island. Nope. All right, we're almost off the island. Nope. All right, maybe like 12 more quests and we'll be off the island. Nope. I put 30 hours in to make it out of the tutorial area of the game. And I didn't take no regrets. No regrets whatsoever. And I have it installed right now and I've been playing it, but it's one of those games where like I'm like, "Oh, I got time. I'll play some Divinity." No. I have to be like, today is a Divinity day.
You got to break out the fucking notepad.
Dude, I got my D&D notepads back there, all my notes. But like, no, I don't take notes in Divinity. And now that I play D&D and take notes, I wish I would have taken notes.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, no, it's there are a few games where I feel like I actually need to take notes, but yeah, those games do exist.
Yeah, in Divinity you'll pass up something and it'll be like, "Oh, are you here looking for this?" I'm like, "I don't know, am I?" Through my logs.
Also, like you said, you've been playing the game all year. Like you'll come up to someone and will be like, "Wait, what's my relationship with you?"
Yeah.
Like, are we
like,
cool?
"Am I supposed to be a dick to you?"
Yeah.
Or...
Why are you being such an asshole to me? Oh, because I said this thing to you 6 months ago.
Yep. God damn it. Only thing. Well, I actually read a thing on Baldur's Gate, and they're actually like fully implementing rolling.
Oh yeah.
Into the combat. So that's, oh my god. My fiance, I can see her finally getting into D&D when she rolled a 4 and she's like, "Fuck." I was like, yep. Yep. But yeah, that's about it for me, dude. Divinity Original Sin 2. Biggest time waster for me right now.
Hell yeah, man. And that about wraps up episode 25. Thank you all for being here. If you missed it, you could head over to youtube.com, the channel of the same name, Punk with a Controller, where the latest episodes are uploaded Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know exactly when we're going live. If you don't want to gift us $5, that's no problemo. I don't really want you to. But what I would like you to do is link it with your Amazon and gift us that free sub you get once a month. Take that money right out of Jeff Bezos's pocket, steal sushi from him. Go over to Jay's channel, twitch.tv/LordxHam. Show him just the same amount of love you show both of us here. We hope you have a nice weekend, and we will check you out on the next episode. Jay, before we go, we got Halloween coming up, so our topics, you were talking about how we need to do horror games.
I think we should do spoopy topics.
We got the Game Awards coming up at the end of December, so we're gonna have to start talking about our game of the year and or our games of the years. And what I was thinking could be fun is somewhere in between that we could do our games of the year that weren't of this year. Like, for instance, you said, Divinity Original Sin 2, you said it's one of your favorite games this year so far. You've put so much time into it.
One of my favorite games of all time.
But it came out years ago. So,
2013.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, is that game of the year? So yeah, I feel like we should do, both one episode where it's games of the year, games that came out in 2021, your Hitman 3s.
Oh, that's my pick already. Sorry.
Your Battlefield 2042s when that eventually drops. And then, yeah, we could also do our games of the year that didn't come out that year. Your Divinities. I don't know. What I'm trying to think what I played this year that didn't come out this year. I don't know. I'll get to Castlevania and ActRaiser at some point before the year ends. But that's going to be the end of it. Jay, always love talking to you, bud.
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right. We'll talk to you all later. Have a nice weekend.
Peace out, everybody.